Today I'm giving you guys my week 13 picks and also some fantasy advice, so stay tuned for that at the end of the video. But let's go ahead and get into my prediction. First of all, we're going to start on Thanksgiving Day. We have a total of 3 games. I'm just going to say these are not the best slate they could have picked. I really don't understand why they would have put the Bears and Lions on the first game of Thanksgiving. Anyways, the Bears have been looking better over the past 2 weeks, even though they did lose to the Vikings and the Packers. They had a really good chance to win both of those, but I mean, it's against the Lions. The Lions are obviously one of the best teams in the NFL right now, if not the best. Next up, we have the Giants and Cowboys. Another terrible game. Offense didn't look any better with Tommy DeVito in the lineup, but honestly, it might have even looked worse. On the other hand, Cooper Rush did look a lot better since they started getting the running game going a little bit with Rico Dowdle against Washington last week, and that was a big time win as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Cowboys here. Finally, we have a good game on Thanksgiving. The Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers. Could see this game going either way. Obviously, the Dolphins don't have the best record, but they did lose a lot of games with Tua was out. Now that he is back, they're looking like the old Dolphins that we know and love. But with it being in Green Bay, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be pretty cold there as well. With the Dolphins being a Miami team, they usually don't play good in cold weather. So go ahead and give me the Packers. Next up, we have the Raiders at Chiefs. Not gonna lie, last year around this time, the Raiders did upset the Chiefs, and maybe I could see it happening again. But the way the Raiders have been looking, I don't think so. So obviously, give me the Chiefs. Chargers and Falcons could be a very interesting one. The Falcons had their bye week last week. The 2 weeks prior to that, they looked like a lot worse than they looked earlier in the year. And then the Chargers are on a roll right now. So give me the Chargers. We have an AFC North rivalry in the Steelers versus Bengals. I feel like this could go either way, even though I do think the Steelers are a lot better of a team. It is in the AFC North, and I feel like one team can easily upset another. For the past 2 years, the Steelers have kind of owned the Bengals as well, winning a 3 out of their past 4 games. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Steelers for this one. Next is a very interesting one. We have the Cardinals at Vikings, and yes, the Cardinals do look really good, but they look so up and down. Last week, they didn't score many points at all, and that offense did not look the greatest. Yeah, the Vikings, who have a pretty good record, but haven't been looking the greatest neither. I think Kyler Murray is going to make more plays than Sam Darnold, so go ahead and give me the Cardinals. Colts and Patriots are up next. Both of these teams are kind of at the bottom of the league this year, but I am going to pick the Colts because I think they're a lot better than the Patriots. We have the Seahawks and Jets. Go ahead and give me the Seahawks here. It's been like this the past 2 weeks. A lot of games I'm just heavily leaning on one side besides for like 2 or 3 games. We have the Titans and Commanders, and obviously the Commanders are favored by a lot here, but I could low-key see this being an upset. I mean, Will Levis has looked a lot better, and on the other hand, the Commanders have been struggling a lot. I mean, they just lost to the Dallas Cowboys, but still, I just don't trust in Will Levis enough to pick him this week. Go ahead and give me the Commanders. We have the Texans and Jaguars up next, and last week, I didn't make the pick of the Titans winning, but I told you guys I could honestly see the Titans winning. I don't feel like the Jaguars could win this week. Go ahead and give me the Texans. If the Texans do lose, this is going to get loud in Houston. We have the Rams at the Saints. The Saints have kind of been on a roll as well before their bye week last week. They beat the Falcons and also the Browns by a lot. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pick the Rams here. I don't really see that offense keeping up with Matthew Stafford in that passing game. We have the Buccaneers versus my Carolina Panthers. Based off of what picks I've seen everybody making, I'm kind of surprised my Panthers are getting more love. I mean, Bryce Young is looking really good right now, and honestly, I think this is going to be one of the first games where he's going to be very dominant in. Go ahead and give me my Carolina Panthers, and not just because I'm a Panthers fan either. Like, I really honestly think that they have a big chance to win this. We have the Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. Why isn't this game on prime time? Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I'm saying this, but right now, I trust in the Eagles more than I do the Ravens. Now, the Ravens offense has been looking great, but I think the Eagles defense will get under their skin a little bit. So go ahead and give me the Eagles. They have been looking a lot better. Sunday Night Football, a very good game. Well, it's kind of good. I mean, the 49ers haven't been looking the same as they've been looking the past year. I think it's still going to be a good game. We have the 49ers at Buffalo Bills. Obviously going to take the Bills because they have been looking a lot better. Also, it's supposed to be freezing cold. It's supposed to be snowing as well, so that's giving me chances to pick the Bills even more. So give me Buffalo. We have the Browns and Broncos in Monday Night Football. The Browns have kind of been playing upset these past few weeks as Jameis Winston has been starting, but the Denver Broncos, the way they've been looking, I mean, Bo Nix and Cortland Sutton, a duo, is looking amazing. Their defense is obviously great as well, so go ahead and give me the Broncos. Now, I've gave you guys my picks this time for some fantasy advice as well. First of all, we're going to go ahead and go over my waiver wire ad. We have Amir Abdullah, the running back from the Raiders. The Raiders' rushing game hasn't been looking the best this year, so they're just trying to still find that running back one for the offense. And to be honest, Amir Abdullah just led the team in carries last week, and he's had 2 great games in fantasy with 10.5 and 17.5 13.5 last week as well. We low-key might be seeing a new running back one in the Raiders very soon. So we have a guy that was kind of going under my radar. Honestly, I don't even know how to say his name. It's going to be Devon Bell. He's had 3 great games as of recently with 13.9, 10.6, and then 14 as well. Not a huge big name guy. Don't know how long he's going to keep those points up, but it's a decent pickup. We have a Kansas City Chiefs tight end that's been looking very good. Besides for Travis Kelce, it has been Noah Gray. The past 2 games, he's had huge point productions with 18.3 and 22.6, having 2 touchdowns in the past 2 games each. So if he keeps that up, especially in the red zone, he is a huge pickup for tight end if you don't already have one. Our last waiver wire pickup is going to be Keon Coleman. He has been very up and down. It has been out since week 9. He's had a couple of weeks here and there where he's been really good, especially week 8. He had 18 points, and then week 7, he had 16.5. So he's a really great pickup for you if you're struggling at wide receiver a little bit or just need some more depth. And then last, we have some buy low and sell high candidate. Our first buy low candidate is going to be Jonathan Taylor. He's had 2 terrible weeks back-to-back with 7 points and then 3.5. And a lot of people question if they can use him or not, but we all know when Jonathan Taylor is rolling, we really know the player that he can be. If you can get him for just an average player that you're not even going to use on your bench, I would definitely take him. We have buy low Jawan Jennings. He had 9 points last week, which is decent. I have him more in the buy low situation because I think a lot of people are still sleeping on him. I've been telling you guys the past 2 weeks to pick him up off of waiver wire. Earlier in the year when the 49ers had a lot of people hurt, he started going off. Now since Brandon Ayuk is going to be out for the rest of the season, he has been looking a lot better as well, and I think his stock is going to increase even more. So if you want to go ahead and buy him now while he just had a low week, then I would go ahead and do that. Now our sell high candidates are going to be Patrick Mahomes. He just had a huge week versus the Carolina Panthers, but I mean, it is the Panthers, and they have one of the worst defenses. Maybe you can trade him to a person that they think Mahomes is officially back in fantasy. Plus, he has a tough playoff schedule as well. The last 2 weeks are very rough for him, and he might sit. Our last sell high candidate is going to be Steelers backup running back Jaylen Warren. He's had 10.8 points and then 15.4 the past 2 weeks, which has been great. I just think he's so inconsistently put in the lineup. Just don't really know how much he's going to be asked to do the next couple of weeks coming up or later on during the season. So while he's just had back-to-back really good weeks, I don't mind you trading him away. As my weekly predictions, waiver wire pickups, and buy low, sell high candidates, I really hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll check you guys out next time. Peace.